Guys, welcome back, fellow vapors and vapies. I'm sorry for the lighting. I have a bit of an issue. One of the lights went out behind me, but we're here today in my lovely living room, and we're here to talk about my brand new mini Buddha. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. From Vapors Cloud, the mini Buddha. Now, you'll notice right here it says no noobs. This is not for noobs. Please, if you're new to doing this, do not buy a mini Buddha to start off with. It tells you right there on the front, like any video game or anything like that, before you go and jump in and try to fight with regular people, build your character up, build your stats. Same thing here. Please work on it. This is what comes in this box. I have had it pre-opened because I wanted to look at it and test it out. Here's your mini Buddha, as you can see right there. I believe that says Buddha. That's exactly what that says, if I can get it in there for you. It starts over here, ends over here, and it says Buddha. There's 18 holes on either side of this beautiful, beautiful black mini Buddha. You see the Buddha right there in the front. It's got a, looks like a bronze or brass readjustable firing pin. The bottom there. If you can see it, it says 1996. And on the top of this, it says Vapors Cloud. So I think that's pretty cool. Trying to get the shine off of it. Vapors Cloud 1996. It's also got 4 air holes on the top up here. For ventilation for you. There's 4 of those. This is your drip tip. Make sure you drop a drop of lube on the O-ring that comes on this drip tip so that it pops in place for you. I didn't drop any liquid on this, so it's a little harder to get apart. There we go. Drop a drop or two of some liquid on here. The liquid you see on there is the liquid that I had used when I previously opened the mini Buddha because I wanted to test it out. And I used the coils that come in this box. It also comes with some O-rings, and then there's 2 pre-made coils in here. I didn't really like them. They were like 9 or 10 wrap coils, and I tried to use them. They didn't work for me. Inside here, this is your ventilation mid shaft or whatever you want to call it, but it has, like I said, 18 holes on either side. That's 36 holes for breathing. You can pop that out, and there's your deck. I mean, beautiful deck. It's got so much space in there for the juice. That's your juice well, and it's such a huge juice well. 2 positives and 2 negatives with flat head screws on the top of them, and this will screw right onto your mod box, like so. Oh, almost dropped it. Like so. I like to build mine on my mod box because it gives me a little more stability when I'm building. And I'll scroll the camera down so you guys can see that. I'm sorry, I don't have a head camera. I do have my fancy little goggles here for blowing through the clouds. It makes me feel like I'm skydiving. But anyways, I have 1 coil pre-made already. It's a 7 wrap coil. And I'm not sure whether I want to try and do a vertical build coil or we're just going to stick to the horizontal build. I'll figure that out in a minute. But we're going to wrap another coil. I have my Canthaw here. about 6 inches of Kanthal wire, maybe 8. Not too sure. I didn't really measure it, but we've got that. You kind of want to straighten it out best you can. Once you've got it straightened out, pretty much, you want to grab your screwdriver or your wire maker kit. I'm trying to find my little 3 screwdriver that I had, 3 millimeter screwdriver that I had, which I'm having a little bit of a trouble finding right now. I know I had it on my table, and that's not going to be good if I don't have that, because I need that for this build, because that's how I wrapped my other coil. So bear with me a second. Found it. Here we go. And this is what I'm using to put it on. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our wire and we're going to put it on here. Wait, better if I do it this way. Get a good grip on here. You're going to take this with your thumb and put this wire between your thumb like that. Okay? And then we're going to wrap away from ourselves. And you're going to kind of want to keep this as tight as you possibly can. It's a little harder to do it on camera, but you're going to want to keep it as tight as you can. So we got 1, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'll count that in a second just to make sure it's 7. You're going to need a pair of pliers. I'm going to go ahead and get this tightened down. You can pull your coil tighter by grabbing the leads. By grabbing the leads and pulling it tightens it up a little bit, and then you can also smush them with the pliers down to the bottom of the screwdriver. We'll tighten them up some more for you. But pulling the leads, get that coil nice and tight to itself. These pliers also work pretty well if you need to straighten out your coil wire. And tighten it up. Get it as close together as you can while on your screwdriver or your wire, your coil making kit, so, just so that you can have it all together. And then I'll count here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just verify with my other one that I have 7 wrap on here, because you don't want a 6 wrap and a 7 wrap. I may have to wrap this one more time, guys. Yeah, we're gonna have to wrap this one more time around here. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap that one more time. So now we got seven wraps on there. Go ahead and pull that together, get it nice and tight. And we'll slide this other one on here, just because I don't think it's as tight as I wanted it to be. Get that nice and tight on there. Now eventually I may try a quad coil build on this thing, but for right now, there's 1 and 2 coils that we've just got done wrapping on our screwdriver, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna figure out whether we want to do a vertical style or horizontal style build on this. I don't have any batteries in here. I took my batteries out so that if I hit this fire button, 1, I'm not gonna burn my hands touching the coil. 2, if I'm playing around with it, because I don't have ceramic tools, I got metal tools, that we don't cause it to ground out or anything like that, and then you completely messed up and you got to start all over. Hopefully you didn't mess up anything else. So we've got the batteries out of our kit. Now you can start by if you're gonna use, all right, if you're gonna use this one, right? So we're gonna set this off 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you're gonna use number 3, positive, okay, you're gonna go to your number 1 negative, and if you're gonna use your number 2 positive, you're gonna go to your number 4 negative. All right. Now I'm trying to figure out which way I want to do this right now, because like I said, I'm not sure if I want to do a vertical build, which I kind of want to do because I haven't yet done one for this, and I used the coils that came with it to get a, a horizontal build, and it was alright, but wasn't quite what I wanted or expected out of it. And we're gonna go ahead. I think that's about good. I think that's good. We're gonna leave a little bit of space for manipulating here because I kind of want a center build on this. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten this down right there. Get that tight. And take our screwdriver here and get that about centered. It looks like we need to actually pull this in a little bit more, so that's why you leave your leads on here, people, so you can actually pull this thing in more and play with it a bit. And straighten this up. And that's pretty center. I mean, yeah, I've got a little bit of tweaking that I still got to do to it to get it like perfect, but that's pretty center in the middle of everything. And then we're gonna go ahead and get that set up, situated. Now we're gonna take this other wire that's on the top, and we're gonna kind of manipulate it and get it started going down towards this negative post. And once we've done so, and we've got it going there, we're going to find out about right where we want to bend it. And we're going to bend that to go in to the negative post. Now you can ultimately screw to the top of the negative post, or you can try to go inside the hole that's designed to go in. I'm going to try to get it to go in the hole that it's actually designed to go in, and hope that we get it in there. You're also going to need some cutters to cut your wire. Trust me, I've made a couple of builds without the wire cutter, and it's just, I mean, it's a lot easier to do it with the wire cutter. I just recently got my wire cutters. Right now I'm just backing out that screw. Alright, there we go. And then we're going to go ahead and tighten that down while holding our screw in place, because we want to make sure that our coil stays in place. And then you can further bend and manipulate it from here. Make sure that it's not touching, like the metal's not touching your deck at all. And a little bit of this is going to be tedious work. You're going to have to go back and tighten down and whatnot. But once you've got it in there, like so, go ahead and clip this other wire off. Kind of make sure you're watching where your leads go, because, oh, sorry, I touched something. If they fall on the floor or something, and you've got kids like I do, I mean, they can end up in their feet and all kinds of nasty stuff. Nobody wants their kid ending up with that in their foot. But as you can see how I did that, alright, that seems to be pretty good. Oh, holding it the wrong way. That seems to be pretty good. Got that coil in there, nice. It's about center. I mean, we can manipulate it a little more if need be, but for right now, that looks pretty good. And then we're going to go ahead and start with the next one. Now, you want to always remember, try to keep the bottom coil and your negative post and your top of your coil should always point or put the one that goes straight out from the bottom of the coil in your positive post, and try to keep the one that's bent off a little bit going towards your negative post, so there's not too much manipulation and stuff that has to be done there. And then we want to get these about the same distance from the deck, basically from the posts as possible. So and then you're going to tighten down that positive post and manipulate this where you want it to be, which I want mine right about there. That seems to be pretty much in the same general location. And then again, take your pliers basically as close to the coil as possible and try to bend that wire as to where you're getting it towards the coil or towards the negative post. And then once you've done that, you're going to want to pinch that wire where you're going to bend it into the negative post at, and then kind of manipulate it so that it goes to that negative post. And then go ahead and cut however much wire you're not gonna have on there, and you cut that off. And then the rest of the wire you're gonna want to get inside that negative post. And once you've got it inside that negative post where you want it, you go ahead and you tighten down that negative post so your lead doesn't back out or go anywhere. And go ahead and you check all of your posts. Make sure they're all tightened up. Like so. And they're pretty much about the same distance. But like I said, you can come in here, get your screwdriver in there, and you can play with these a bit. Manipulate them, get them where you want. That's the good thing about the Kanthal wire, especially like the 24 gauges and 26 gauges wires, whatever. you can manipulate them a little bit, and then they kind of sit right where you want them to sit. Actually, that one came out much better than my other one did. And then we're gonna go ahead and try to get in here and clip this lead off. And again, try to make sure that you keep an eye on those leads and where they're going. You're going to have to play with them a little bit, get them right where you want them to be. And then once they are, you've got them where you want them. Now you can do this the easy way or the hard way, however, whichever one works best for you. Can you grab me my batteries? Whichever way works best for you. Just make sure that these are all tightened down so that everything's making a good connection. And once you've got it nice and tight, that's basically what your coils will look like. And that's through the posts. That's not through any top of the screws or anything like that. I'm going to put in our, I believe, 8126. I'm not sure exactly what batteries, but they are the safe high drain batteries that you use for this. And we're going to go ahead and insert those inside the back of the box. We'll get them in there. And then my box will come on. It comes on to 4.0 volts. Alright, so right now it's saying that this has a 0.29 ohms and at 55 watts. We're going to go ahead and pulse them real quick, make sure nothing's touching because that's the big part. And we're going to come in with the pliers. Make sure you keep your finger away from that fire button. And we're just going to tighten these up a little bit. Get them tight. Play with them a little bit. What you really want to do is get all of your hot spots out of them. Take your tweezers and strum them a little bit. Get all the hot spots out of your coils. Because you want them to glow just right together from the inside out. Compact them a little bit more, manipulate them a little bit. And they're looking beautiful, beautiful. time again. Got a little bit more toning up to do on this one. And there we go. Now they're glowing evenly from the inside to the outside. Now that we've got that done, we can go ahead here and blow on them a little bit, cool them down. Which, I think I left my e-liquid too. Which doesn't. I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm gonna get some cotton here. And since this is the first time I've ever done this build on the Buddha, we're gonna try to do this the right way. So we're gonna pull off some cotton here. Looks like we may have pulled a little too much, so we're gonna pull a little bit more off of that. And then we're gonna twist this. So that we can feed it through there. And then I'm gonna do it the hard way. So we're gonna feed this. Ooh. Coil's still a bit hot. We're gonna feed that through there. And then get our tweezers, since they're small. And we're gonna try to get a grip. There we go. Get the grip on the cotton. And we're gonna pull that through. Alright, and go ahead and cut this right off the top of here, which I've found out my pliers do a really good job with the whole cotton cutting. So we're going to go ahead and cut that off of there, and then we're going to go ahead and stuff this cotton down inside this juice well. Get that in there nice and compact. Be careful not to hit your fire button, guys. You definitely don't want to light this cotton up. Then we'll get the next piece. Take about so much off of it so that it goes in right. Same scenario. I'm gonna go ahead and wick this up, get it nice and tight. And I can't believe I didn't grab my e-juice, man. This is so messed up. Go ahead and get that in there started. And again, with your tweezers, get the bottom of that and just kind of pull it down. Now you can pull it down and out like I did, or you can try to pull it down and stuff it inside this juice well, like I'm doing now. Whichever way is easier for you guys. Honestly, the easiest way I've ever seen a coil wicked was on Rip Tripper's YouTube channel, where he actually took the coils off and went ahead and wicked them and then put them back on, put the coils back on the RDA he was using. But that's just whatever works best for you. We're going to go ahead, we're going to pull that through, and then we're going to go ahead and cut the top of this off around about the same spot we cut the other one. And then the same scenario, you're going to go ahead and tuck the rest of this cotton down in here underneath the coil. And get that all in there and situated. Once you've got that all in there and it's all situated and it's all ready to go, you're going to want to wick it with some juice. Now, for that, give me 1 second. And we're back. Sorry about that, guys. I had to run and get my juice. If I figure out how to edit these videos, I will definitely edit that out, and we'll get back to what we were doing. But to wick it, I'm using a Joker from Time Bomb. We're gonna go ahead and wet the top of this. And kind of let it do its job. To let it get down into that bottom. I don't know if you can see that. You can see right there, it's already starting to wick its way down. We're going to go ahead and help the process a little bit. We're going to go ahead and saturate the bottom cotton. And we do have a lot of cotton in there, so this will help that cotton soak this up. Remember, as the cotton soaks up the E-juice, it will expand as well. But we're going to get it nice and saturated. And if I did this right, guys, we should have some massive clouds coming our way. Alright, I'm going to post this a couple times. Just to get the liquid flowing up into those coils. Oh god, it smells like cotton candy. And I'm like out of the choker, so that sucks. I just want to keep the wicks saturated. Don't try to oversaturate them, but you want to keep them saturated so that it doesn't burn up and catch fire. Because these things can catch fire if they're not saturated. I mean, it's cotton, people, and it's a coil, and red hot coils burn hot enough that yes, they can catch fire. Right now we're just trying to burn off the cotton taste, because I mean, honestly, who wants to taste cotton? I know I don't. You want to put a cotton ball in your mouth and chew on it? I think not. You can just see the smoke that's coming off of this thing already is outrageous. Oh, my wife looks so sexy. I wish I could show you guys, but then I'd probably have to track you down. So we're not going to go through that right now. But she is looking good. She is looking good. Alright, so it's at a point. Oh, let's see if we can get that in there for you. Dang it. It's at a 0.3 ohms, 4.0 volt at 51 watts. And that thing is just, it is smoking, people. Smoking like my wife. Yes, it is. If you would like, baby. And we're gonna line up the middle of our holes with this, and post it a couple times. That's what it should look like for a vertical build. We're gonna go ahead. Nah, it doesn't need no more juice right now. We're gonna go ahead and put this top cap on there. We're gonna leave it wide open, and then we're gonna set our drip tip back in there. We're gonna line up the holes so that we have full breathing. I'm excited. Are you? Now again, like I said, I had this at 51 watts. We're gonna go ahead and switch that and take it up a little bit. Actually, you know what? We'll start off at 50 watts and we'll work our way up so you guys can see the difference. But here's a 1 second pull. Again, from a side angle. We'll go with a 3 second pull. That was a 3 second pull. was a 3-second pull. Now, I just started doing the cloud vaping like not that long ago. I mean, I started a while ago, but I just started learning like the technique to like chasing clouds and getting the biggest clouds and whatnot. And I'm getting there. I mean, I do know I can get bigger clouds. I've seen the clouds that come off of this mini Buddha, and they're ginormous. But go ahead and line these up one last time, and we're gonna go for the monster, guys. The monster, the 5-second monster. And that was at 50. We're gonna stick with 50, and then we'll go up a little bit. I know this is a long video, but hey, I do it for my fans. And that was at 50 watts, people. That's at 50 watts. Now we're gonna take it up. We'll go to 60 watts and make sure we've got this thing juiced up. Oh, look at it's still got so much juice in it. All right, ready? The cloud that comes off of this thing. That's only at 60 watts and anywhere between 3 and 5 seconds. Now we're going to use our Cloud Chaser's juice. I know I'm mixing juices, but that's okay because it tastes pretty good with this juice in there. And the only reason I'm juicing up is because I'm being very cautious, people. Like I said, this is my first ever build on the Mini Buddha, and it's a vertical build, and I don't want anything to go wrong. So let's take this up again. We'll go to 80 watts. 80 watts, guys. The big 80. It's still 0.31 ohms, 4.9 volts, and we're gonna check this out. Now I don't go higher than 80 watts. I mean, I have once on the trifecta tank. I went all the way to 150 watts with this thing, and it not with this with the trifecta tank, and it burnt out the atomizer like that. I mean, it was a second. So we're gonna go at 80 watts. I'm not going any higher. I really don't want to, but here we go. Oh my God, that is. I mean, it is. Pulling like a champion, and that's at 80 watts. And like I said, I mean, I don't really want to go any higher than 80 watts, but I mean, I know I can, and it is for my viewers. So this will be the last one. The video's getting long, guys. Set that up and .90 watts. Still no burn in it. Flavor's great, and that's an all-time high for me. By far, this is my favorite out of all of the things that I have, all the RDAs that I have. I'm loving this Mini Buddha. I hope you guys love it too. I hope you like the video. Like, subscribe. Remember, vaping is the new future, people. Cigarettes are the past. Cigarettes are icky sticks. They're not good for you at all, guys. And like I said, like my man Rip Tripper says, if you want to look at some other videos, Rip Trippers has some great videos. But as he says, Smoking is the past. Vaping is the future. And the future is now. Until next time.